Welcome back to Life in the Oil Sands, Episode 2. Alright, so this is Off to Work We Go. Now, if you missed the first one, you can jump back and check it out. I'll link it. Anyways, so I got dropped off at my equipment, done our morning meetings, left camp. I'm in the mine, and I'm doing my walk around. Checking everything out from whoever had it last on night shift. Making sure everything's working good, looking good, nothing's broken, nothing's leaking. So on and so forth. So this is kind of a quick, boring process, but it's better to be thorough. Checking for leaks, any damage. That's the sound of the walkway on the other machine going up. I've ran those hose, but I'm on Dozer today. This is a D8 Cat, and I'm doing support for him. Loading out trucks. So 3-point contact, climbing up, checking the harness and stuff on that. Somebody's got an old checklist book holding it in place because there's too much space, I guess. And I've seen them rattle right out. People run them over and click the master switch on. And in we go. Now the audio is going to be terrible. It just clips and peaks the entire time this machine's running in any sound, so I'll try and limit it.
Old girl.
Yeah, this machine is old.
Wow, that's a lot of play.
The reason why that's important is anytime you're shifting and stopping, it's just like a whip. Your neck is like a whip all day, just whipping back and forth on the seat when anytime you're going over bumps. But I love starting these old machines. They just sound beastly.
Aviation community. Clear prop.
Check my time, turn the radio on, and yeah, some stuff happened here where I was doing my paperwork, and you'll see later, service guys show up out of nowhere and start trying to like fuel me up. Now there's proper procedures, and
All systems go.
I'll try and touch on that in a bit here. While everything warms up, I start pulling out paperwork and getting the checklist going. So here we are, checklist is open, going through things, making sure everything's working, checks out. Very arduous process, but they want you to do it every day, every time you're on a different piece of equipment. So some shifts I was on 3 or 4 different pieces of gear depending on what you're doing. Stuff breaks down or they just need support in other areas. One thing you learn very quickly up north is to get used to that radio just constantly going in the background. There's no cowboy in this one, so just the work radio. And that's only our company radio. I've been with a few different companies, and sometimes you have a mine radio and a company radio. So here he goes. That's the guy I'm giving support to, cleaning up messy operators. And he's going up to his pile, climb up on his perch to start loading trucks. Production. I don't know how he got his paperwork done so quick, but that's the thing, most people don't. Fill it in at the end of the day or on their lunch breaks if they get one. Truckies just keep rolling. Because I fly planes, checklists are pretty important, so I take them serious. But yeah, so like I said, service guy showed up and started fueling me up.
Paperwork round 2 every day. These guys just showed up, started feeling me, and I'm in the cab. Not supposed to do that, but whatever.
Yeah, you're not supposed to do that. It's a safe approach limits. I had the machine running, I was in it. They should have got confirmation, I should have got out. Then they approach, then they go to service, and I'm not in the machine. Because it's too cold just to stand out there and do nothing. Plus, I'd rather get this paperwork done. So this is basically a hazard report that I'm doing now. What's wrong with what could happen today, aka the service guy's backing away, which the first move is supposed to be forward. Anyways, paperwork's done. Sun's up now. People are getting going. Trucks are here. Being a support equipment, I don't really need to support until he's been active and working, unless the night shift left just a giant mess. So yep, checking forward, checking backwards, checking tracks. Everything works. I'm lining up for what I want to see. And I'm getting over to the piles where the main roads are, which are just packed down dirt paths that the trucks are taking into these windrows. So this is a different stage of work. Windrows have been pushed up in the certain material types. The survey comes and picks up the volume. So they'll also mark the stake for what kind of material it is. Then the trucks come in, we load it and move it out. Now this is usually an overburden or muskeg or topsoil, whatever it is, and it gets stored in a certain dump corresponding to the material. So as you can hear, this terrible garbage audio just clipping brutally in the background from this machine. I'll put a little sample in here so you can hear it. Yeah, that's enough. So that's one of the roadways. You can see other hose over there swinging. Or not swinging, should be. So he's loading trucks, and I'll come back and check on them in a bit when they've moved forward, but I'm going to clean up what was left here because it's, as you can see, not so smooth as it is in front of me. It's good. And this is where the trucks are rolling out. So I kind of want to be facing the action so they always see me. Because those trucks have terrible blind spots. That's how people get ran over. And all I'm really doing here is pushing all the leftover stuff if the hoe operator doesn't dig down enough. And I'm just pushing it all up, cleaning it up, making sure that we've taken all of the overburden or the muskeg or topsoil. This isn't muskeg. And making sure that gets cleaned up. It's also pushing up the ramp so night shift looked like they were working on this end of the pile. I'm going to skip ahead a bit here because there's just going to be a whole bunch of head flipping back and forth watching where I'm going. And it's the same thing, just pushing all day. Okay, so now I'm still working in the same area, but I'm doing something a little different, so I thought it'd be worth showing. This is two hose double swinging, two windrows side by side, so it's kind of a congested work area. We got haul trucks coming in and out, and I'm cleaning up the roadway now. So stuff gets piled on these trucks so high, falls off, and as you can see, this guy's running out of room. He's at the end of his pile almost, so he's going to need to switch. So I try and be conscious of this. And I got the guy on the other side of me here. He's swinging, and I'm just always paying attention. When he's coming into scoop, I'm moving away. I'm not pushing into his radius, but giving him material so he doesn't have to swing so far. Now, a lot of dozer operators don't get that because they're just dozer operators, but I run hoe and load, so I understand. The more he has to swing, the longer it takes to load this truck. So, head's on a swivel. And helping feed him so he doesn't have to. And usually hoe operators like that. They're like, what is this guy doing? But just make sure you time it and you stay out of his swing. You stay out of his swing. Everybody's happy. No trucks are coming in. And as you can see how high he is off the actual floor, they're just leaving a bunch of material behind. So now I'm going to switch sides and feed the other hoe. This is pretty much the day. Backing out, swinging in. He's swinging out, I'm pushing in. and then trying not to get run over. So this is dozer support for loading tools. That was a large part of my day because I am a multifaceted operator.